In the annals of true crime, one story stands out not for its cunning criminals or elaborate heists, but for its sheer absurdity: the Great Emu War that unfolded in the rugged terrain of Western Australia. This bizarre chapter in history, often relegated to the realms of urban legend, is a prime example of how the collision of human folly and nature's whimsy can result in a comical criminal conundrum. The year was 1932, and Australia was still reeling from the economic fallout of the Great Depression. In an attempt to alleviate the financial strain on farmers, the Australian government introduced a generous subsidy program to encourage World War I veterans to settle on farmland. Little did they know that the enemy they would soon face was not on a foreign battlefield, but in the form of a flightless bird, the emu. The emu, native to Australia, had proliferated in the Western Australian region, causing havoc for farmers. These large, flightless birds, with their insatiable appetites and destructive tendencies, descended upon crops with a voracity that left agriculture in shambles. Faced with mounting complaints from farmers, the government, armed with the wisdom of the day, decided to take decisive action. They declared war on the emus. Enter Major G.P.W. Meredith, a military man tasked with leading the so-called Emu War. The plan: deploy 2 Lewis machine guns and a group of soldiers armed with 10,000 rounds of ammunition to combat the emu menace. The stage was set for an absurd showdown in the Australian outback. As news of the Emu War spread, it became a media sensation, capturing the imagination of Australians and beyond. Newspapers and newsreels depicted the military campaign against the emus with a gravity usually reserved for conventional wars. The image of soldiers in battle formation, facing off against a wily foe armed with feathers and beaks, became iconic. The actual war unfolded in a series of misadventures that bordered on the absurd. The emus, proving to be more agile than expected, managed to evade the soldiers' gunfire with remarkable dexterity. The machine guns jammed and the emus scattered, leaving the military humbled by their avian adversaries, probably causing the soldiers to question their reality. Major Meredith reported that the emus appeared to be unfazed by the hail of bullets, continuing their rampage across the countryside. The media coverage, initially serious in tone, took a comedic turn as the Emu War's failures became apparent. Political cartoons lampooned the military's futile attempts, and headlines mocked the human effort to subdue nature's unruly creatures. One newspaper quipped, "Emus win war," turning the whole debacle into a farcical spectacle. Ultimately, the Emu War ended in a resounding victory for the feathered rebels. Major Meredith withdrew his forces after a few weeks, acknowledging the futility of the military campaign. The emus, having outwitted their human opponents, resumed their pillaging of crops, leaving the Australian government red-faced and the nation with a tale of absurdity that would be recounted for generations. Today, the Great Emu War remains a quirky footnote in history, a testament to the unpredictable nature of human-wildlife interactions and the unintended consequences of hasty decisions. Archives are available online, with vintage newsreels, satirical cartoons, and historical accounts of this peculiar true historic event, inviting modern audiences to delve into the feathered fiasco that is the Great Emu War, a crime against reason, waged in the name of agriculture, and lost to the wily emu. Thanks for watching!